What it do, ski guys? It's Fail34 here with the Hybrid Network for my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4 Episode 3 Uprising review. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has started off strong with the beginning of Season 4, and this episode continues that. So far, we've seen the introduction of characters like Ghost Rider and the Patriot, the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D. As well, we've seen some amazing things that have actually compromised a member of the team. And all that continues. In this episode, we find our S.H.I.E.L.D. team investigating a new threat who starts targeting Inhumans nationwide. As well, Daisy and Robbie continue to develop their relationship. Meanwhile, the S.H.I.E.L.D. team tries to cure Agent May. So straight off the bat, this was a pretty solid episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The action sequences in this episode were pretty well done. We had a couple, but one that stands out in my mind was the scene between Coulson, Fitz, Mac when they infiltrated the watchdogs where Yoyo was. It was great having each member of the team have a badass fighting moment in the midst of all these EMP attacks going on. Even Fitz was putting in work. What? I just love when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. really focuses and puts in work into their action sequences. For example, the way that they were directed with the motion of the camera in the scenes, they just looked solid. Another thing, the story in this episode was good and it was pretty fun. Like I said, we get some awesome action sequences in this episode with Coulson, Mac, and Fitz, but we get a little more. But then we also get some nice character development with Robbie as him and Daisy's relationship continues to grow. He's clearly starting to grow a little more fond of her, as you can see when he gets the bandage and medicine for her, and I'm really interested to see how this is going to continue moving forward, especially considering his brother is not having it with Daisy at all. I also like the addition of Robbie's little brother, and I feel like he's not as innocent as he's made out to be. Just in the tone he was telling Daisy to like never come back, it just seemed a little dark. Speaking of Ghost Rider, I actually liked in this episode we start to learn a little bit more about his backstory as they start to give it to us in bits and pieces. So Robbie starts talking about his uncle in the episode, so we get to learn a little bit more about that. It appears it's going to stay pretty close to the source material and seems like it's going to be an amalgamation or an altered version of Robbie Reyes' origin in the comics. But I'm down, I'm interested to see a little bit more about that going forward. Yoyo stood out to me in this episode. For those who watch these reviews, you know at times I kind of feel like her and Mac are a little off, but this episode I found their chemistry to work that much better. Emotion, frustration, and connection is there in this episode, and Mac continues to be the emotional center bringing in the feels. One, obviously because Yoyo's been lying to him, and two, because of Daisy's absence. I just found the scenes where Mac was getting emotional and speaking his mind to Yoyo, they were fantastic. Somebody give the man a hug. Oh my god, come here. Side note, did they up the special effects for Yoyo? Because she looked awesome in the sequences she was in. Like the blurring effect when she was running. Also when they used the light in that one scene too when she was running. I love those. Lastly, in the end, S.H.I.E.L.D. has been reintroduced to the world. It's about time. I liked it. I just hope that it's more of a bigger deal and is acknowledged by the greater MCU going forward. Because there's been instances where it's like very, very public and things happen and it's not really being noticed, and I'm just like, that better be fixed. Okay, so we saw the past two episodes, May's been going a little cuckoo because of the ghost that, you know, obviously that's infected her brain. I thought the whole story was okay, and of course I did feel like a little sad at moments, but I couldn't just help but feel like, you know, she's gonna be perfectly fine. I felt a little cheated. They made it seem like it was a huge deal, like she was gonna die when the power went off. They even mentioned brain damage, and I'm pretty sure it went over the 7 minutes, but there seems to be no significant consequences in the end. Maybe there will be some things going forward, but as of now, we haven't really seen anything. I hope this isn't the last that we see of May being infected by the ghost, or we just learn a little bit more about it going forward. I found some things in this episode to be fairly predictable. Also, a side note, if they're aware that the power wasn't working due to these EMPs, why would they not be more prepared going in? So in this episode, we get to see the return of Ada and Radcliffe. Really digging that subplot. I just kind of feel like it's on the back burner for now. I want to see more of it rather than it just being there for convenience in the story. And was it just me, or did anybody else feel like they might have made a life model decoy of May? Part of me just wishes that that happened because that would be crazy. Oh my god. Imagine like the mid-season reveal like May's like the freaking Terminator, dude. Overall, this was another solid episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We get some great character building in moments. As well, we get to see the reintroduction of S.H.I.E.L.D. Some things could have had a little more weight to them and less obvious, but all in all, this was a solid entry into the 4th season. I'm gonna go and give this episode a 7.75 out of 10. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the Hybrid Network if you have not already. Also, if you like this episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or this review and you want to check out my initial reaction to it, be sure to check out my channel Fail34 for the reaction to this episode in the description down below, fam. What did you think? Let me know in the comment section down below as well. I'm Fail34. That's it for me today, guys. I'll see you next week.